Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Maddie. I am a 24-year-old ESOL teacher, which means I teach English to students who speak other languages. And I am currently almost 34 weeks pregnant. So, obviously today I wanted to talk about a serious symptom of pregnancy, which is pregnancy brain. Before I get into that, I just want to mention the amazing lighting that I have right now in my kitchen. There was a time change last night, so now it stays brighter in the afternoon, which is awesome because normally when I get home from work around 5, it's like already dark. So now, even though it's going to be darker in the morning when I wake up, at least when I get home, I'll feel like I can actually maybe go out and do some stuff before I just plop myself on the couch and watch Netflix all night. So anyways, let's get into this video. Okay, so basically this past week I have been struggling. I know a lot of people like to say that pregnancy brain is not a real thing and that people that are pregnant just use it as an excuse or whatever, but it's definitely a real thing. It's one of the symptoms listed on my app called What to Expect. So there is some kind of chemical change happening in my body that is causing me to forget everything and just become a hot mess in general. So it all kind of started on Thursday. It was one of those mornings where I didn't really wake up late. Like I woke up to my alarm clock, same normal time. I didn't have my clothes picked out specifically, but I had an idea of like a couple options I could wear. So it wasn't like I, didn't even think about my clothes that I was gonna wear to work the next day or anything like that. But somehow trying to find a top to wear with my black leggings that I wear every single day basically to work took me 25 minutes. Like, I normally get dressed in 5 minutes tops because my clothes are usually laid out already. So basically I just went to get dressed. All of a sudden I look at my phone and it's 7:30. And at 7:30, normally I start to go downstairs, I make my breakfast, and then I put on my shoes and I leave by like 7:45. So it's 7:30 and I haven't brushed my teeth, I haven't washed my face, I haven't done my hair or my makeup, nothing. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm basically rushing. I leave the house late. I get onto 95 and of course there's an accident like right at the first exit after I get on. So it's like completely stopped traffic already. So I'm like, whatever, I'm the type of person that's like, I can't control this. This is what's happening. So there's no point in getting frustrated and stressed out about it. So I'm just like, okay, like hopefully I don't get to the school too late. So I get to school at like 8:45. At this point, the car riders show up at like 8:30. So I normally park in the back, but that's where they do the car rider line. So I wasn't gonna be able to go in that way. So I had to park in the front of the school, which is the complete opposite of my classroom. So, I had to like walk a half a mile just to get into the building. And then I get into my classroom and I realize I never put my wedding ring on. So I'm like, oh, that's great. And like some people, it's normal. They don't wear their wedding ring all the time, but I have one of these Enso rings and it's like the squishy ones. So I'm either wearing this or I'm wearing my real wedding ring, and not wearing anything at all is like weird to me. Like I hate feeling naked on my finger basically, and I'll touch it all day. Like I'll kind of go like this and I'll go to feel for something and I don't feel anything and then it like freaks me out. Because there have been a couple times that I have dropped or left my actual wedding ring somewhere outside my house. So now not having it on and trying to feel for it and then not feeling it freaks me out. So I realize I don't have my wedding ring on. I'm like, great, that's awesome. Then I go to put my earrings in because I didn't have time to put my earrings in, and I always like to wear earrings to work, but I dropped the back to one of my earrings and it's like one of those really tiny squishy clear ones. So there's no way I was finding it at all. So I'm like, okay, I either don't wear earrings and I just have nothing on today, or I use a pencil eraser because, that's what you did in high school when you lost the back to your earring. So I opted for the eraser and had to hope that nobody noticed that I had an eraser on the back of my earring all day. So that was Thursday. Then you would think that it couldn't get worse from there, but Friday morning I wake up and it was basically just a struggle to get up, and it was my fault because I went to bed late. I was waiting for my husband to get home from work, so I definitely didn't get enough sleep, but I wake up late and I'm rushing again. I did remember my ring, but the thing about Fridays is I have to be at the school early because I have a duty in the morning where I have to cover a classroom teacher for an hour. So if I'm not there right on time, it makes me look bad, obviously. So I'm like rushing and I get in my car, I'm backing out of my driveway, and I realize I never brushed my teeth this morning. So I'm like, that's disgusting. And at this point, I'm like still in my neighborhood. So I'm like, do I go back? Do I not? And then I'm like, if I go back, I'm staying home today. Like, I just can't. I've been on the struggle bus the entire week, it feels like, and I'm just not having it anymore. But then, thankfully, I remembered that I actually had a spare toothbrush in my car. So basically, when I got to school, I just brushed my teeth in the sink in our classroom really quickly before anybody showed up. So then later in the day, I had a doctor's appointment. So I was supposed to leave the school at 3, and I had one group of kids for a half an hour right before 3. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish up with this group and then I'll be able to leave right at 3. So for some reason, I had a group about an hour before that. And when I was done with that group, I thought that that was the group that I was supposed to be finished with before I left my doctor's appointment. So I like pack all of my stuff up real quick and I'm like, okay, you know, see you later to my coworkers. Like, I gotta go to my doctor's appointment, and I run out of the building. I get in my car and it says 2:15. So I'm like staring at it and I'm like, 2:15? Like, I'm not supposed to leave till 3. Like, what the heck? Like, why is the time in my car wrong? Like, at this point, I still thought that I left at the right time, but my car's clock was wrong. So I'm like trying to think, like, could it be the time change? Like, did my clock change on my car or on its own, or like, what the heck? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, what do I do? Like, am I supposed to go back into the building, do that one last group I was supposed to do, or do I just leave and like email the teacher and say, hey, sorry, I had a doctor's appointment, like I had to leave. So I was like, F it, I'm already in my car, I'm leaving. Like, today has just been a day and I'm done. Like, I'm not going back in that building. So pretty much I was driving the struggle bus. Then on Saturday, I actually had a baby shower that my sisters threw for me, and I was so excited about it. It wasn't until noon, so I had the whole morning at my house to just kind of like relax, have breakfast, like take my time getting ready, whatever. So of course, I jump on the couch and I watch an episode of Workin' Moms. It was like a 20-minute episode, so it went by like that. So I was like, okay, I can watch like one more. So I watched another one, and I honestly am not sure if I ended up watching a third one or what, but after I was done watching that episode, I look over and I'm like, oh, the dishes like need to be done. I was like, I'd rather do that now and not have them still be there when I get home from my baby shower and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, let me wash the dishes real quick. Mind you, I'm like not keeping track of the time at all, because I'm like, I went downstairs to have breakfast at like 9. So after watching a couple episodes, I'm thinking that it's like 10 at the latest, and I don't have to leave until like 11-ish because it takes me about an hour to get to my parents' house. So I was gonna leave at 11 to be there at noon. So I'm washing the dishes, whatever. I go upstairs, I use the bathroom, and I'm going to get ready to jump in the shower real quick. I didn't need to wash my hair, I just was gonna wash my body. So I set a timer on my phone for 10 minutes. I was like, okay, I don't need to be in the shower longer than 10 minutes because I'm just one of those people that will be in the shower forever if I'm not paying attention to the time. So I set a timer for 10 minutes, and as soon as I click start, I look at the clock and it says 10:50. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, 10:50, okay, good. So that means I have until 11 to get out of the shower, and then I'll get ready, and then my baby shower will start at noon. So I jump in the shower, and I kid you not, I'm in the shower for like less than 2 seconds when it just smacks me in the face that I just saw the clock and it said 10:50 and I'm supposed to leave to my baby shower at 11. So yeah, I pretty much freaked the F out. I washed my body in like 0.2 seconds, jumped out. Thankfully, I didn't have to wash my hair or anything, so I had my hair up in a bun and I just let it down, and I had turned my straightener on, and while that's heating up, I brushed my teeth, washed my face, and I threw on like as much makeup as I could, and then I grabbed like my mascara and some cover up to take in the car with me to do on the way to my parents, since it takes me an hour to get there anyways. There's a couple red lights, you know, I'm like, okay, I'll get this done on the road. So I do all of that. I go to put my shirt on, which I had in the dryer because it was a little wrinkly, so I threw it in the dryer real quick to get some of the wrinkles out. And of course, it just happens to be one of those shirts where the dryer does nothing. It comes out and it's like completely wrinkled still. So I'm like, okay, what's gonna be faster, ironing or the hot steamer? Because we have like one of those hand steamers and it's super convenient, and I leave it in our bathroom so it's right there. My clothes are hanging up in the closet. I can just plug it in and like steam clothes that are already hanging up and have them ready to go for the next day. So I'm like, okay, steamer, that's the quickest option. I'm already in the bathroom. So I hang the shirt up and I turn the steamer on. I start steaming it and I'm looking at it and I'm like, this shirt still is not getting unwrinkled. Like, it just must be one of those shirts where like you have to iron it. It just needs like super, super hot heat, and it needs like that pressure on it to get all of the lines out. And so I'm like, F it, like I don't have time for this. I have to leave now. So I throw that on, go downstairs, throw on shoes, and I literally like run out the door. Thankfully, I was only like 5 minutes late to my baby shower, so it wasn't a huge deal. And I ended up not telling anyone about it because I'm already kind of known in my family for always being late to everything. So I definitely didn't need them throwing that in my face, which of course now with this video, my sister will be watching it and she'll probably call me out. But yeah, so I totally thought I was off the struggle bus after Friday night. I like went to bed early. I was like, you know, I need to get my head together, like I need to reset basically, and that didn't do anything. So for those of you that doubt pregnancy brain being a real thing, well, I'm sorry, but it is. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, I have about 5 weeks of work left, and I just need to like get myself together as much as I can and push through, and hopefully this symptom goes away soon. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick bump date for you guys and just talk about my weight gain and any current symptoms that I am having. So I don't know if it's this shirt or if it's really me, but I feel huge today for some reason. And like even at my baby shower yesterday, I didn't feel huge. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I know baby is supposed to be gaining like a ½ pound a week now or something like that. So I'm like, did he just gain that whole ½ pound overnight? But basically, this is what my belly is looking like right now. And I think in my last video, I actually said that the camera makes my stomach look bigger than it really is in person. And now I'm gonna say it's the opposite, because on camera, it does not really look that big at all. But like walking around in person, I feel like I'm just sticking straight out. Like I look like a real pregnant person right now. It's almost kind of cute. Like I feel like this is what you see whenever you see pregnant women out and about. Obviously there's other pregnant women that are out and about and you don't know they're pregnant because they're not showing yet. But whenever you see like real pregnant women, you're always like, oh, that's so cute. They're pregnant. They're about to have a baby. Now I feel like I'm at that point where people are probably looking at me and saying the same thing. So yeah, that is what it looks like with clothes on. And this is what it looks like when it's hanging out. So we are definitely getting there. Still don't have any stretch marks, at least any like that I can see yet. I want to say that I feel like I'm going to get stretch marks right here, like higher up, because I feel like all of his weight is down here. Like he's sitting so low. Gravity is just like pulling him down, and so I feel like this skin right here at the top and the sides is just getting pulled. So I feel like I'm going to get stretch marks like up top and not so much like down here from my skin stretching. But yeah, so this is almost 34 weeks. So far in this pregnancy, I have only gained about almost 30 pounds. So I started at 130, and at my last appointment, I was 158. So that's about 28 pounds. So I don't know, now I might be around 30 pounds, but so I feel like that's like a pretty normal amount, maybe even on the like slightly smaller side, but I still have 6 weeks to go. So I'm like, okay, I could definitely hit the 35 to 40 pound range because I'm huge right now and I still have plenty of time to get even bigger. Also, side note, at my last appointment, my doctor told me that he was sitting really low, and I was like, yeah, I know he is, like, I can feel him when I'm walking around. And she was like, yeah, but yeah, you know, he's in a position where he should be when you're a little bit further along. And I was like, okay, like, what does that mean? And basically, she just told me that I need to be taking it a little bit more easy, I need to be off my feet more, which is difficult with my job, but I'm going to try as much as I can to take more breaks, maybe do more pull-out groups instead of going and pushing into classrooms, because that's when I'm like standing or just walking around for like a half an hour to 40 minutes at a time. So maybe I need to pull kids out instead so I can take them back to my room and like sit down with them so that I can put my feet up. But basically, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am getting super out of breath now, probably from going up the stairs and talking so much, but I'm still feeling really good. I feel really blessed to not have had any issues pop up at all in my pregnancy, and especially not having any bad back pain yet. So feeling good, and I am getting very excited about baby boy's arrival now that both my baby showers are done and we have everything we need for him. So I will definitely be doing a baby shower haul soon and then a nursery tour in the very near future. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.